Hey there, friends. I wanted to share with you this past Sunday, we started a new worship series called Altars in the World. And a lot of the inspiration for the worship series comes from this book by the same title by Barbara Brown Taylor. It's a wonderful book that talks about how God's presence is everywhere and in everyone. And how when we do certain spiritual practices, it helps us to experience that. So we're focusing on various spiritual practices that help us be reminded of the fact that God is with us all the time, and that any moment, in any place, any person can become an experience of the sacred, of the holy. And that's awesome and really super good news. And when we look at the world that way, it also helps us to treat the world and treat other people differently too. When we look at people as having God within them, that makes a big difference, the way that we treat people, right? And even with when we look at the whole earth as God's house, not just church buildings, but anywhere, in any place God can be. I mean, even when I say it, it's like duh, but oftentimes we forget that. And so what we're going to be doing in worship, I'm kind of rambling here, is to really explore different experiences, different practices of how we can be more intentional about experiencing God and sharing God with other people. And at the end of every sermon, I will be giving an invitation to folks to do a certain practice. And so this week, the invitation for the practice is to build an altar of some sort, whether in your home or at your work somewhere, maybe in your car, somewhere portable, that you can do that, and then visit that altar or put it in a place where you see it every day, even on waking, so that when you wake up and you look at that altar or you spend time at that altar, you are reminded that God is present with you always. And thinking about altars, I have several altars, and one of those is here in my office, and I'll just show you. I'll give you a little look here. Let me turn this around. Let's see, I don't know if you can. So what I have in my altar, I'll tell you a little bit about it, is I have basically my whole desk is an altar, but I have this beautiful angel that one of my friends made for me. And I have a prayer cloth that was also made. And this hand that is, I like to think of as hands of God. And blue rocks that remind me of the water of my baptism. And a handheld cross. And this egg that says live with intention. I also have this really cool peace hand that some friends also gave me. I have this icon that is, this is the Trinity, and there's an empty spot here for me or for whoever, and this is also about hospitality. And I also have at my altar a candle that I received when I went on a Walk to Emmaus experience. And then I also have goggles at my altar because I want to go deep with God, and so I use these goggles as a reminder of that. So those are some of the things that I have on my altar at work, here in my church office. And then also, I have a portable altar or spiritual kit, kind of whatever you want to call it. I got this idea off of Pinterest, so I can't take credit for it. But basically, here it is. It's a shower caddy, and I can take this anywhere. Like if I want to go to Wildwood Park or Bissett, or out in my backyard or wherever, I have all the things that I need, like to have a little altar and space. So I have a prayer cloth, and again a cross, and a heart that says courage. And then I have my Bible and my devotion book and some journals and cool markers and Post-its and prayer cards and all kinds of goodies so that I can take this, wherever I want to go. So that's 2 examples of altars if you were kind of wondering, what is she talking about? Just something that reminds you, with sacred special items that you set up that remind you that God's with you. And on Sunday, I invited church members to bring special sacred items that would be for an altar. So let me show you what some people brought. Let's see here. So we have a candle holder that talks about the Lord is my light. So that is for an altar. And somebody brought a dragonfly, and a dragonfly is a very spiritual creature. They're light. Well, I can't tell you enough of the information. It's really cool. Ask Teresa Orange sometime about the significance of dragonfly. And someone else put in a coin that says, "With God, all things are possible." And someone else put in this little wooden communion cup, chalice. And someone else brought some shells to remind us, like this one I think is a little broken, just reminds us that we're broken and God makes us beautiful out of our brokenness. So we have the shells. So all these are items that can be used in an altar to remind us that, like I keep saying, that God is everywhere, and any time or any moment or any exchange or experience can be holy and sacred. And so I invite you watching to set up an altar and to think about your experiences of the holy every day, like encounters that were perhaps holy. And I would love if you all would post pictures of the altars that you make. It'd be kind of cool to see, and I'll post mine from my home altar too. So, and then I can post some pictures too. Anyway, I'm babbling, but I just want to encourage you to seek God in everything, and to help you be intentional about that, to build yourself a little altar and spend some time there every day to remind you of how sacred and beautiful and always present God is. Thank you, and be looking for the altars in the world. Have a great day.